Hello, 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 everybody. It's your girl, Stevie Aisha Mills. So super excited because we are back for another conversation. You know, this is the conversation, and we get to talk to phenomenal people and find out their why behind their what of what they do. And so what I want to do today is to not hold us up. Our guest is super phenomenal. Not only is she a super phenomenal woman, but she is doing dynamic things in business and industry, and she also is one of our dynamic sponsors. Again, taking Purple Footprint Celebration. I'm so excited about this event. God is awesome. And so, Sheyel, please introduce yourself and let them know who you are and what you do.
Okay. I am Sheyel Rorie. I am a self-published author, and I also am an entrepreneur. I work in the area of financial services, which is the area that I love. And I also am the CEO of a women's network. And so, you know, those are kind of things that I do.
Well, that's absolutely phenomenal. And so thank you for not only being here today, but just being such a bright light in the world. You are doing some amazing things, and we're going to talk about how all of that came into play. So tell us, who is Sheyel? We know what you do, but we want to know who you are so that we can understand why you do what you do.
Well, the Sheyel that I was very quiet, very shy, and I've come out of my shell since my husband passed away in 2012, and he, you know, it was because of that that I started really, really looking for some things to do, because, you know, when you have become widowed, you can kind of drift into a depression and stuff like that. So I had to fight that every day, and I didn't want to be depressed. I didn't want to start taking up substances or anything like that to get rid of the pain, because, you know, I've never dealt, you know, with substances before. So I decided one day that I wanted to help other people who were grieving like I was grieving, and that's when I started writing. And I started a blog, and, you know, and it just went from one thing to the other. And then I met Solandia Hammond, who became one of my mentors, and I became a part of that mastermind, the business mastermind group. And so it's been a journey ever since.
Oh, wow. You mentioned one of my favorite people, too, Solandia Hammond. Shouts out to Sue Ham, baby.
Yeah,
it's so funny because I can hear her in my head saying her name. I say, I can't say that like that, so I won't even attempt to say how she says it. But, yes, I love Sue Ham. And it's just amazing the connections we make in life. And so the thing that I'm glad that you said was truly about the why, like why this foundation happened. And we are definitely very sorry about hearing of your loss. That's a tremendous loss when you have somebody you love that much and they are no longer with us. And so, but I think it's very poignant that you said that losing the love of your life actually happened to help you find the love in your life. And so what you did with that is to create this dynamic platform and truly just understand that you have so much love to give, and just because you had to transition it to another source, you know, it still had to be let out in the kingdom of God. And so that's phenomenal. I think that it just is, and I understand the why. Now we get that about how you came to be. And so tell us about your book.
The book, Trial by Fire, The Making of a Vessel, was a vision that God gave me in 2002. And when he gave it to me, he only gave me the title and then the subtitles for each chapter. And I had no idea what to do with that. So I put it aside. And 5 years later, I revisited, and he gave me more downloads, and then I would write it, and then I would put it aside. I did not finish the book until after my husband passed. And I came to understand that everything that I had written, I had to live it first. So I couldn't finish the book. I didn't even have any idea that I would even write a book until I met Sue, when she mentored me through that process. So, that's where the book, came from. Also, what came out of that was I always had a desire to be a event planner. And so I, incorporated myself in, Events for You Too, LLC. And so, but when I started moving forward in that process, again, God said to me, that's not what it's going to be. What you're going to be doing is inspiring women to change the events in their lives. And so that's what I, move forward in doing, is changing lives by changing events.
You better preach. That was a word. that was a word there, and it's so amazing, and that is just so awesome. It's funny because, transparency says that we're supposed to do experience in Pennsylvania. And then one day God just came in my spirit and was like, this is a Southern States event. And I'm like, what, God? I want to be all over the place. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. He was like, no. And Pennsylvania, you're supposed to be doing the pink and purple footprints. I'm like, Lord, what does that mean? What is that? And he's like, you're supposed to celebrate those women and people who have domestic violence background and breast cancer background.
Wow.
I'm like, I don't even know these people, God. I've never done anything in Pennsylvania area. I don't know, God. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be going. And you're like, no, you need to go, but you need to do this. And I'm like, okay, Jesus. All right, we're not going to argue today. So that's how that came about. But I say that to say now I see even greater, because what you're saying about the events in your life, like, that's powerful because domestic violence and breast cancer are two powerful events in people's lives.
Right.
And so, now this is full circle, and I get it. But when he was talking to me, and I'm like, well, no, because experience is supposed to be there. It's like, no, Stevie, that's not what we're doing. So, you just got to listen to the Lord and figure out what he's telling you to do, when, and for who and why. And so I always tell people when I'm talking to them on the conversation that anybody and everybody could do a what. There are thousands upon millions of authors, speakers, advocates, event planners, all kinds of people, but nobody has your why, and your why is very unique. And so to encourage the people who are at home, I think a lot of times we have to focus on the why, because it is the story that gets people to where they need to be. Because why? We do business with those that we know, like, and trust, and that comes from the why. That doesn't come from the what. We don't do business with event planning. We do business with event planners who resonate with us, authors who resonate with us, speakers who resonate with us. And so the whole thing about that is truly to understand your why, and that's why we are building this beautiful tapestry today with your story, because you know the why. And so we know the why of the past and how you got to this point, but what is the why of the present and the future? What are you going to do like this year going forward with your why? I know you have some things planned, I'm sure. So tell us what's happening, like, in October, November, December. How are you ending the year with your why?
Well, I'm going to be meeting with, several people who will help me to, carry things forward, because, the vision that God gave me, not only for Events for You Too, but like a subset of that, he gave me a full vision of this women's network, and it's called Restore You Women's Network. And so it's very powerful what you had just said, because I just went to an event this past Saturday for a women's network, where she asked me to come to vend the table for my books and stuff like that. And so when I got there, this was a group of women who were celebrating their freedom from domestic violence. And so I'm going to be meeting with her this week and, a couple of other women, at other times, because I want to be able to move these things forward, because my vision is to restore the women who are domestic violence, to restore women who are in the shelter system, and to be able to tell their stories and be able to write about it. So I want to be able to facilitate those kinds of things for women. And one of the other things is that one of the events that people suffer in their life, and it came from my place of suffering after my husband passed. There was a lot of events that happened that I was not able to sustain my living. In other words, my house and everything, because when my husband passed, I had some issues with the insurance company. I had issues with his pension from the service. So because of that fight, I became a crusader for helping people to get through those situations so that they won't be put in the same situation that I was put in, of losing almost everything that I had because I no longer had his income, and then and didn't have any savings either. You understand what I'm saying? So I became a really strong crusader for that. And so one of those events that women have is that financial piece. So, those are some of the areas that I want to be able to help them to facilitate. And in order for me to do that, I had to go, I had to seek further help in terms of my mentorship, coaching and stuff like that, to where I had to make some changes in my mindset to be able to, move forward. And I'm so grateful for the people that are in my life and that have been in my life to help me to move forward in these areas.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't even know anything about the domestic violence. I just know God works. That's what I do know. And when you listen, God works. I'm like, Lord, and you just got to be keen on what He's saying. And that's the two words that keep coming up in my mind is try God. Try God and see what He's about, because that is so aligned, and it's amazing because that could have been God could have said that about any experience event, but for it to be the one that you're going to be at and that you're sponsoring, that is the Lord. So I am excited. I'm excited about that, and He is just doing some amazing things, and that even motivates me more to just know, to know what I know that I know. And so, yes, all of that. And I think that what you said about the housing is so important, too, because there are just, housing is one of our essential needs. We have got to have housing. There is no such thing as, homelessness is out of order according to the basic needs that are in the earth. And so that is powerful, what you're doing with that. And I think that the world definitely needs to know that this is happening so that they will understand that they need the help in some type of way, whether it's helping by sharing a post, helping by making a donation, helping however they need the help. But I think that's powerful that you are utilizing your story to create the fuel that will set the world on fire. And I think that is truly just dynamic. And so what is it that you had experienced in your life throughout this time in your business that could have held you back, but you kept going?
That in my business that could have held me back?
So we've heard about your personal situation with your husband, but what inside of your business? Has it ever been a time inside of your business where it just was like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to keep going on. This client is driving me crazy. Has there ever been a time inside of your business that you could have stumbled, but you kept on dancing?
Yeah, because, there are, all of this in the past 3 years has been very new to me because, like I said, I was very shy. I would never put my face on Facebook, or any kind of social network. So all of these different systems, all of the social networks, all of these things are very new to me. And for a long time, I just couldn't grasp how to work things, like the email marketing and all that kind of. It's just difficult for me to grasp it all. So I've learned that when I get confused like that, or if I get anxious like that, that I got to be still. I got to, and take my time and just rest and relax and trust that, the universe will give me the answers that I need. And so that is kind of how I've operated in the last year. And that is because of the training and the mentorship that I have gotten that has taught me how, to just relax and just trust. That is also how I've gotten through my personal situations from, moving from a house to an apartment and not knowing, what I was going to be able to do. I had to just trust. And every time I would slow down and trust, then I would get every answer that I needed. And so I have not, been in a hurry or tried to throw stuff together as far as my business is concerned, just to please, people, or just because I know people are watching me. I'm taking my time to make sure that I do things right. And so what's important is the connections that I have, like yourself, Stevie, like Suham, like Terry, and, so many others, is that helps to do the things the right way.
Wow, yes.
So I really appreciate you because you are such a phenomenal person, and I watch you, and and you just keep going. You keep going no matter what. You just keep going, and I wish I was as young as you are, where I would have that kind of energy. So I pray every day that God would give me the strength to be able to do all the things that He is requiring me to do, before I leave this earth.
Well, amen, and thank you. It is definitely just amazing to be able to connect, collaborate, and change with people who are doing the things like we all are doing. Like we all are authors and speakers and coaches, and it's amazing to be able to see like people who you can identify with and who that God has just created some greatness in them, and they're great people. It's just something about being a great person that makes sense. And so I think it's just phenomenal that you are doing these things, and I think that they are going to be very beneficial. I know they are, like how the work with domestic violence people and how they go from broken to absolutely flourishing just because somebody cares, I think that's powerful. And so it's going to be a great day that's coming, especially in that area where you live in, because they are not only are they just in a place where they are broken, but they're in a place where you got to be kind of hard. Down here in the South where I am, we believe in Southern hospitality, and we believe in just being just friendly. There's a lot of people, but there you groom to not be as friendly. You groom if somebody says hello, then they it's something, what do you want? So not only do these women have their guards up because of their situations, but also because of where they live. So I think what you're doing with that is going to be phenomenal, to just love on them. I think that if more people have more love in their lives, like true love and sisterhood, then they would be able to just say, this is what we're doing. I think that is truly amazing, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see the work come to life. And so what is it that you think that the world needs more of? I definitely think they need more love, but what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely more love. Absolutely love and patience with one another. Because this world is so fast, everything is fast-paced, we have lost that patience with one another. We've lost respect for one another. So we just, and so all of that comes from the love. We just need the love of God that's in us to be pouring out at all times. So my book talks about being a vessel. And so we have to be that vessel that God has made us on the potter's wheel to pour out. I love the analogy that he gave me in breaking that down in the book, the process of being made on the potter's wheel. So if you ever look at different vases or different bowls or stuff like that, the mouth of it is made so that whatever is in it can be poured out. So everything that, God puts in us, we have to be that vessel to pour it back out into the world. And I believe that, that he gives us what we need to do that. We just have to, be in a place to receive it, and that's where we are right now. I would not have ever even thought about anything like that or been in that place unless I have gone through the things that I've gone through. And in the book, I talk about that everything that we go through is a part of the process of being made who God is calling us to be.
Wow, I was just thinking, man, that was powerful, and I have done pottery before, so it is it's amazing. Sometimes you gotta get back on that potter's wheel, and that's a gospel song, an old school gospel song, but sometimes you do, and I think that what you are saying is profound because what God has for us is not really for us. What we've gone through is not for us. It's for it to be poured out.
Else. Yeah.
Yes. And so
else.
that's just amazing. Like, that analogy is very true and very keen and very something that people need to hear. And so as we begin to wind down, I want to ask a question. I've been asking some of the different people that I interview. I want to ask you, what is it that you think we have not uncovered today? I believe that there may be something burned inside of you. You're like, Stevie, if we don't say this today, oh my goodness. So what is it?
I really don't. I think I've said a lot. I just wanted to also mention my love for the widows and how, I just want to be a vessel for widows as well. And, when I first came out of everything, out of that depression, I started a blog. And then from the blog, I went to writing an ebook. And, that ebook is, it's called Brokenness, the 5 steps to overcome brokenness and overcoming the pain. And, so I offer that, for like 99 cents. Sometimes I offer it for free. But that was just a way for me to help other grieving people, other widows, to feel like that they have a chance at doing something. I just gave them the steps that I took in terms of, networking with other people, blogging, writing, whatever, the different steps are in the book to help them to come out of that pain and overcome that pain that they feel.
Wow. I love the work that you're doing. I think it's very vital to the world that we live in. It's populations of people that need just some love and some patience like we've uncovered today. And so before you leave, we definitely have got to get your contact information so that people can stay connected to you and find these great products and services that you do have.
Okay, my website is SheyelRorie.com. It's SheyelRorie.com, the SheyelRorie.com, and you can find my books on that website. The ebook versions are also available on Amazon. There's 3 books up there on Amazon, so you can go to Amazon.com and just put in my name or Trial by Fire, The Making of a Vessel. I am on Facebook, and I am on Instagram as the Shy Author. And that's where you can find me. I'm on LinkedIn as well. I'm on LinkedIn as well and Twitter. All the social networks I am on under Sheyel Rorie.
Awesome. So I do believe that we have uncovered some great things within this conversation today. I do believe that the world will be impacted. I just love your calming voice. Like, you have a voice that just lets people know it's going to be okay. It is going to be okay. And I feel like that is a blessing because some people need that, just to talk to somebody where you feel like you have been wrapped up in a nice blanket and have some hot tea to drink, and you know, that warming feeling. I just think that's a blessing. So thank you for just bringing that calmness. Yes,
I appreciate that. That's what I'm always looking for. When I'm talking to people, is to be able to comfort them, and I believe that God gave me that gift. So I'm very thankful and grateful for who He is in my life.
Amen.
And I really appreciate you taking the time to, speak with me today, Stevie. It's been a great pleasure.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you had the opportunity to stop by. I appreciate you being a sponsor and a friend and just sewing into what we're doing. And I know that God is going to just greatly bless the seed that you've sown, and it's going to multiply into the hearts and the minds of the people who will be there on October 14th, the Pink and Purple Footprint Celebration. I'm excited. And
I'm excited too.
Yay. So, guys, you know how to stay connected to me. All you have to do is to know how to spell my first name, Stevii. Again, Stevii. You can find me at Stevie.com and all over social media. And so everybody make it a great day. We don't believe in having great days. We believe in making them great because you have the power to do so. And so God bless you and continue to just enjoy your journey. Hugs and love. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Sheyel.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.